I thought we were supposed to have music. Where's our party music? Who's in charge of the music? Dawn, are you in charge of the music? Rochelle, who's in charge of the music?
Not me.
Oh yeah, needs music.
Right? That's what I'm talking about. bed.
You know,
I
you
need to be like dancing, like
right. You know,
moving
you
around.
start 5 minutes prior, and then you play the
Yeah.
music, and then 4 o'clock you cut the music.
Get me all pumped up. I need to move and sit in this chair for many, many, many hours.
Oh
Where's
gosh.
the music?
We need the music.
We're not hosts. We can't be throwing it up
Some
there.
sort of withdrawal going on here now.
Ah, funny.
Oh my God, that's hilarious, you guys. Yeah, Latasha, I'm like, we need the music. This was my mask today, so I was like, there, you like it? My camo.
Ah.
Nice.
I can also,
Although I did
Man,
great.
look at that.
Today's your tip. It was hilarious though. It's you started white and then it went red.
The what?
The video that you guys
Oh, isn't that
Yeah.
funny?
did. It was
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I loved it.
I actually didn't think we had that cut in there because that was like an outtake we did. I started talking with the white mask and it kept like coming down. I'd be talking and it would go like this, and then I just started laughing. I couldn't do it, so I put the red one on. And
Oh, yeah, it's cool.
so funny.
I like
So
it.
you watched that video? Pretty fun,
Yep,
huh?
just did. It's fun.
We're gonna
Super
do it
fun.
every week.
Cool.
Top tips of today or for today or whatever we called it.
Well, good
Yeah, it was
morning.
awesome.
Good morning.
Love it.
Oh, so speaking of which, that actually reminds me to remind you guys that after, we have several more of these that we can remind each other. But after next week, when Bold ends, we will be doing, going back to the morning calls. But that won't be for a little while. So actually we have several more of these first. I forgot that it's daily. I'm already ahead. Okay. Let me
Yeah, I've noticed I've been missing this one because of this time. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 4 o'clock. Oh my gosh,
I
it's
know.
4 o'clock.
I know. Dylan, I was talking to Dylan in the other room. He's like, okay, see you in a minute on the call. Okay, I have some notes I wanted to share with you guys, but let's see, it's 4:01. Yeah, we didn't have music today. Sorry, because Latasha is now, she officially switched into marketing and tech and marketing concierge. And so she's only here until, where's Cheryl? Dylan, where's
Till
Latasha's
noon.
here until what time?
Noon.
Noon. She's only here till
Yeah.
noon. So you can still email her though, by the way, at the tech concierge. She's checking that tech concierge email that we just added now. So, and she can still help remotely, but yeah, she's only here till noon now. Oh, who's Rooster? Luce. Luce is
Oh,
here.
sorry, I'm in my car.
That's okay, 'cause I have my own that's usually outside the window, but I don't, in this office, I don't see
I'm
it.
in my car. On mute. Hi, Lisa. Hi, everybody.
Hi. That's so funny. Okay, so let me go through some of the notes. So I asked while everybody else is still logging on. Thank you, Dylan. Posted Latasha's email there for tech-related things, if you have those. And Robert monitors that too. So Latasha and Robert are the tech team. And I really liked Tech Wizards, by the way, Dylan, because I thought it was, I loved it because you could like have a hat, they could have wands, they could create their own logo. I thought it was great. Okay, so is Jessica on yet? I don't see her. Okay, I wanted Jessica to share something with you.
She's not on yet. Yeah.
I'm sure she'll be getting on. Oh, all right. So the first thing I wanted to share with you guys is, let me see, I might want to share my screen. Deborah Oakley Melvin emailed me. For those of you who were on the shift call with Jason Rivera on staging, we talked about staging statistics and things that you might be able to use to help you like in your listing presentation and where to find stats. And so she actually sent me, I'm just gonna open it up and we can email this to you guys. You could probably also look it up through the website yourself. So let me just pull it up so I can get the right title and send it to you. All right, so I'm gonna share the screen. this is just another super cool resource. I mean, one of the things I love these calls on is that we just get these great different resources. Okay, so this is the International Association of Home Staging Professionals, which we talked about as one of the resources on the call, and she is a member and you may not be a member. However, you're getting this, you're gonna get this, a copy of it. I don't know if it's supposed to only be for members, but this is statistics. So what's cool is it talks about the, I just want to show you, not the, okay, this is about the company, impact on the real estate industry, median home price. Okay, wait, let me see, 40%. There are some good days on market. So average price properties, the staging impact on days on market is 3 to 30 times faster. So shorter days on market, and it shows this cool little pie chart listed for sale without staging, and then how many days prior to staging. So it has these little parts, 15 to 30 days prior to staging. So 2 to 3 months if it's listed for sale without staging, and then the same properties stage and under contract in these timeframes from the days on market. So this is kind of cool, right? Because it shows the value when we talk about, a lot of people had the big aha of how valuable it is, the staging. And if you're not doing it consistently or having that conversation with the clients, this is really helpful to have these statistics. Facts are your friends, right? We talked about that, especially when there's a lot of uncertainty around listing properties right now. This is a great thing to support with, and they really do actually sell faster. And then it also talks about the pricing as well. Let's see, how many days to an accepted offer? And then I think, yeah, price. So here's impact, 1 to 20% more. And then it shows how much more, which is kind of cool. And then it talks about staging consultations. So it's information for you guys and for your clients. So it's just a cool little resource. We can send it to you. So I don't know who is, Cheryl, are you on? I don't see her on. So Dylan, can you just make a note that we're going to send this out to everybody? Who right now on the call?
Of course, yeah, I can send it out.
Thank you. Who on the call does actually already use staging consistently with their listings? Anybody?
Yeah, Rochelle has a thumbs up.
Okay, Rochelle does. So you do it, and Joyce says as much as can. So, and do you use staging as part of your listing presentation? Okay, you do, and you talk about that and talk about statistics. So, and I get that, you know, some people may say, well, right now inventory's tight, or this particular listing is, you know, going to go fast anyway because there's not a lot of competition. And I think we talked about that, and Jason was like, it doesn't matter, because one, you want to create consistency and you still want to help them sell it as quickly as possible and for the highest price. So even if the market is moving in what they're listing, it will help them still do that, right? Those stats are still true, and there's consistency in your value as an agent if that's part of the package that you offer. So, anyway, I just wanted to show you that. I thought that was kind of a cool little thing. And Tech Concierge 102. Oh, Errol, thank you. So Dylan had posted Latasha's email, and Errol said it's actually a gmail.com and not a kw.com. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Errol. Whoops.
Oops, that's all right. It's okay. So you can save that if you want. Okay, so I want to talk about that, and then Jess, I'm just still looking for Jessica. Maybe she forgot. I asked her to share. Okay, so another thing I wanted to go through with you, who was on Bold today, this morning, and saw Gary Keller? Yeah, pretty cool, pretty great. So tell me your takeaways from that. Give me a couple of ahas from that, you guys. That was good stuff.
I have one.
Okay. Yes, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. I feel like I haven't seen you forever because I'm going to talk to you in like 2 days.
Good afternoon. Well, my walk away seared in my brain is Run, Forest, Run.
Yeah.
But the concept was run towards those things that are important to you and your goals, whether it's your family or in your business. You know, that when he wakes up every morning, he can't wait to get to work. It's, I get the pleasure to pay my mortgage. I get the pleasure to go and help people. And if you just help people, he doesn't even think about money. It all just happens. And so for me, it was just, I don't know, it really spoke to me this morning. Run towards your goals.
Love it. That was a good one. Thank you. Joyce says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? We've heard that when he talked about that. That was great. Crystal said, love that too. And then Eva, be today's best. It's about process, not perfection. Yeah, process, progress. It's really just about getting better every day. And another really great book, Eva, if you liked that one that I actually haven't even read yet, but I've read a lot of people's notes on it and it's on my list, is Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits, which is about the concept of that is 1%. If you just work on getting better by 1% per day. And think about do you have it, Eva? Awesome. I love it.
Right here. I'm working on it. My husband just read it, so we're having a little book.
Oh, that's great. Okay, yeah. So that was, I love that concept that it's progress, not perfection. And as you grow, if you grow 1% a day, which anybody can grow 1% better a day, right? Or get 1% better at something a day. Think about what happens at the end of the year. I mean, that's 365%, right? So that's great. And then just secured, Michelle Belch said, progress, not perfection, just secured $1 million pre-approved buyer from Canada. Woohoo, Michelle! I love that. That is so great. What a great win. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome.
Lisa, it's Nicole. I just wanted to say that when he said that if you don't want to do your lead generation, then you're not showing up with a servant's heart was a big one for me. Big, big, big.
Love that. Yeah, that I wrote that one down too. And I think that's what we say, right? And then when you hear it from him and in the way that he shared it, it's like, I think about that when I'm not reaching out to people. You know, I think about, like, I love what I do and I do it because I really believe that, you know, if I speak from my position with this company, what we have to offer as a company really changes lives for the better. It really helps people to do what they want to do in this business. And so when I'm picking up the phone and talking to agents in other companies and looking for somebody who we can help, I'm doing the same thing you're doing, calling your potential clients that you can help, which is life-changing for them. And you are reaching out to help people who need your help and want your help and are looking for your help, or say, you know, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you called me. You know, we were just talking about this. We were just thinking about this. Like, that's why you do it, because and if you are doing that and you really believe that and that you have value to offer and that you can really help somebody, then why aren't you? You know, there's no reason to not do it. If you really want to help people and that's why you're in this business, that's how you can help people. So yeah, never show up. I loved all of those things he said. And I have a quote on that too, Nicole. Like, that was a really good one. A couple were, he also said, never show up as a salesperson, always show up as a servant, along the lines of that, which is huge, right? That's what we're doing. We're really, it's 3 hours. This was it. This is my favorite one in regard to that, Nicole. It's 3 to 4 hours of servitude. When you talk about lead generation, what is it that you're doing? It's 3 to 4 hours of servitude, giving, leading with your heart, and getting out there and going out there to help people. It's solving problems, it's bringing value, it's helping them make great decisions. And if you're not doing that, well, then I'm sorry, you know, this is like, but I don't believe that you really want to help people, because you can't help people if you're not talking to them. Like, you're not doing anybody any good, including yourself, you know? So you're not helping yourself, you're not helping your family, you're not helping your life, you're not helping the people. This is the Jim Rohn thing, like, who's my favorite philosopher of all time. He says you get paid in direct proportion to the value you provide to the marketplace. And that is directly related to service and contribution. If you're not providing value and you're not contributing and providing service, you're not getting paid. And then if you are, the more really the belief, and it's true, and he talked about it, is the more value you provide to people, the more you come with the servant's heart, the more you're coming from contribution, you will get paid in proportion to that. It will just happen, because like he said, the deals will just come. So it's really a shift in mindset. It really is. And it's a constant process of reminding yourselves every day that that's what you're doing. When you're picking up the phone, when you're sending an email, when you're texting somebody, when you're making your care calls, like you've got to believe that and buy that and buy into that. And if you don't, nobody else will. So anyway, you got me on my soapbox, because that's a big one for me too. Thank you. What else? Okay, let me see what other takeaways you guys had. I was asking you, and then I was telling you all mine. Okay. The market you sell in is the market you buy in, Lavette. Yeah, that was a great one too, when he was talking about that. And in terms of scripting, right? They don't think about it. They only think about their side a lot of times, right? The client. And so you really have to get them to think about the other side, especially if they're selling and buying, or buying and selling. So that was a great one too.
Yeah, because
yes.
Lisa, so I'm actually dealing exactly with that client right now. So I just picked up a listing that Michelle signed. Michelle, thank you for signing that so quickly. But guess what? He sent me an email this morning saying, oops, I decided not to sell. He wants to wait for another year.
Oh, no.
Because he thinks the markets, the sale price will be, better next year. And I'm like, what? So this is an appropriate time. I think I'll revisit him again, because saying that, listen, and he wants to buy. See, that's
there you go. It's perfect. Perfect to have that conversation about buying.
Yeah.
So what happens
now?
to
And
the
now's the
buyer?
perfect. Yeah, because now's the perfect time to buy, because of the low interest rates, because of all what's happening right now. So even though now's a good time to sell, because everybody is afraid to put their house on the market, so he doesn't have to compete with all these sellers.
Totally. Yeah. And ask him the questions about buying too, and say, so, and like Gary was talking about, right? Just ask the questions around that. So when so you're going to buy and get the motivation on the buying side, and talk about, so let's say you sold your property today and you got X, and then you wanted to buy a property, and what would you buy? And maybe like show him listings and what would be in his price point, to give him an idea of what he might want, because that could get him excited too. Yeah. And then just show him and say, okay, what would you buy? And look at that price point, and look at what that relevance is in terms of like percentages and what he's earning when he sells, and then what he would buy. And then, okay, let's say we wait a year, and let's say the market goes down. What do you think we should make a guess? Here are the statistics. When the market cycles, what do you think that's going to look like? And give him some things that are going to, so say it's 5%, whatever that number is. And then show him the difference. Okay, so now we're selling your property at X, and now you're buying a property at Y, right? And it's relative. And then, then also the other thing to consider is the interest rate conversation if he's going to get financing. That is a huge one. Show him the difference. Show him that chart that shows him the percentage in an interest rate versus in price. And I think that, with that information, I don't know what his disc is. What's his disc? Do you know what his
that's the personality traits?
Yeah. Do you know what is like, is he
what his disc is? Oh yeah, he's more of a D actually. He's very detail oriented.
Okay, so he's detail oriented, so statistics and facts. Like given that kind of exercise would be great for him then, if he's detail oriented. Okay, I love that. Cool. So you let us know what happens with that conversation. I want to know.
I will.
You're going to get him to put that thing. You know what? Oh, I have one other note for you on that to help. So this was based on, I don't know if you remember when I shared my notes from it was a top agent mastermind that Todd was a part of. And 2 of the agents in that, top agents that do a lot of business. One is one of the top, I think, 3 agents in the island here. And they both said, they used the line, which, it works for them, was why don't we give it, I think what they said was like, why don't we give it a try? Basically, the idea is, let's see what happens. How about we just put it out there? Why don't we give it a try? And that was a very, like, for some reason, they had really good success with that, because it was like the idea that you as the agent are trying with them, and that you're not forcing them or committing them to anything, but let's see what happens. Hey, if you are able to sell it and get what you want, and then you can find the property you want to buy, great. You know what I mean? But let's give it a try.
Okay, I like that.
That was another one. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, a couple other things. Yes, our positive kind vibes are felt. Michelle says, importance of routine and rhythm, Kay House says about what she got. That was a huge one for me too, the routine one, and putting, yeah, I love that one. I have it starred here, routine and rhythm. And I just want to elaborate on that, because that was a huge one. And the way that I wrote the takeaway was that you actually don't have to change your routine. This was a big one. You don't actually have to change your routine. You just have to fit what it is that you want to do within your existing routines. Like when he gave the example of brushing his teeth and taking a shower and having to have teeth whitener things in there, which he didn't like. He just said, oh, I have 25 minutes during when I take a shower and when I brush, or no, it wasn't when I brush my teeth, obviously, because that he couldn't put the things in, but it was whatever that routine was. And he just flipped it in the middle of that routine. So I love that idea, because sometimes we think about changing our entire routine or schedule, which is disruptive. So think of what you're already doing in the day and how you can add those things to your existing routine, so it doesn't feel really out of whack, if that makes sense. Like that was a big one for me too. I love that, K-How. Eva, the faster you understand where you are in your life, the faster you can run to the things that are most important. That goes with what Michelle said. I loved that. Loved habits become routine. Yes, become a rhythm. I want the forest t-shirt. That's very funny. Yeah, he talked about that. He almost wore a forest t-shirt. Having fun with the run. Having fun with the run. What was that, Joyce? I don't know what that was.
Talking about running to something, kind of tagging with that, and he was talking about having
fun with it.
Having fun with it, and so I mean, I guess I paraphrase it to have fun with the run.
I like it. Fun with the run. It rhymes. It's great. Okay, and then Michelle says Cody was my very first bold coach in Seattle. Awesome, Cody Gibson. I think some become paralyzed by fear. How can I help those overcome this fear? That's great. Shift in mind, affirmation. Great. Okay, you're the kid in the candy store.
The candy store was commenting on someone, not about what he was saying, but somebody, I forget who was saying, like for Livette, you know, having that reason to sell and buy now is that if you're on this island or a island here and you can, you're the kid in the candy store, because nobody else can get in for the next 60 days. So do it now, because when they can, they're going to flood in.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I love that. Anne-Marie says, he said, pick 4 to 5 things you want to do to be successful. Go to Command to find the tools you need to accomplish those 4 to 5 items or things. Then go to Connect, learn how to use those tools. We're so fortunate to have the tools we need to further our success at our fingertips. Anne-Marie, I should put that in like a little card and share it with people. I love that. That was great. So awesome. The rhythm element really spoke to me. Okay, thanks you guys. Okay, thanks for sharing. Anybody else have anything from today? And those of you who weren't on it, you just got some good notes and content from that. Those
Lisa,
were, yes.
I have one that I'm too lazy to type out.
Okay, Crystal, fine.
I believe Gary said this. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah. Yep. That's a good one. It's so true. It's a great saying. The 2 other ones that I took were, you know, this kind of was a big one too. When you think about your business, some people don't think about their personal life like they think about their business, and vice versa. A couple of you brought this up already, but he also said when he was talking about the Pareto principle, 80-20 principle, right? And we know what our top 20% is to build our real estate business. And he also said, because that produces 80% of the results, he said 20% of the time you put into your family, or I don't know if this was him, it was actually, I think, one of the coaches, 20% of the time you put into your family equals 80% of the memories or experiences you have. So I loved that too, because it really took that whole idea of the Pareto principle and turned it into a personal thing. And I love that, because it's true in any part of your life. So if you're going to do that and think about something personal, if you want to spend more quality time with your family, you know, you're going to make that part of your top 20%, and that's going to turn into 80% of the experiences that you have. I also loved when Cody Gibson was saying there's a listing. So when he first became an agent, or it was some story he was telling when he started working for somebody or maybe on a team, and he said, there's a listing sitting on your desk, was what he was told, right? There's a listing sitting on your desk, and your job is to uncover it. And you are paid in proportion to the questions that you ask. The questions that you ask people are going to uncover that listing. And my job is to do what it takes to get one appointment a week. That's my job. And I told you guys, some of you before, you've heard the story when Mark Brenneman was here, who gave me the biggest aha, one of the biggest ahas I've had over the last 5 years about lead generation, when he turned, when he turned the 10 appointment, or what do we normally do? Like the 20, it's the calls, the dials, the conversations, the My Tracker. He turned like the My Tracker stuff into just get one appointment. So every time you lead gen, instead of making X number of dials, having X number of conversations and hitting the numbers that way, just get one listing appointment. Like, make that your goal. So if that takes you 30 minutes to get a listing appointment, hey, guess what? You're done. You can keep going if you want, but otherwise you're done for the day. You don't have to lead gen for 3 hours. If you get a listing appointment, it takes you 4 hours. That's how long it took you to get the one listing appointment. But if you just focus on one listing appointment a day in your calls, that's your success. That's kind of reminded me of when Cody was talking about get one appointment a week. That was it. Whatever it took, whatever he had to do to get one appointment a week. When I started, before this office opened, my goal was to set 10 appointments a week. And it's exactly what I did, no matter how long or short it took me. And most of the time, guess what? It took me shorter than the time that I needed to allocate. And what I wanted to do was not have to worry about doing it every day. So I didn't want to have to make calls every day. So what I did, I never told you this, Dylan, but what I did is, if by Friday I didn't have 10 appointments set for the whole rest of the week, the following week, I'd make calls on Saturday. Saturday would be a call day until I got my rest of my appointment slots filled. And then I didn't have to make calls again for an entire week. And that's how I started. And that's how we started. And I think the same is true for you guys, is really just make the appointments the goal. And some of you can wrap your brain around that a little better because you're setting one, right? It makes it easier than I have to make 50 calls or 20 calls or 40 calls or whatever it is. Just get one and make that your goal. And by the way, if you did that, you'd be a millionaire real estate agent. Set one listing appointment a day. So anyway, those were some of the big notes. And then let's just see if there was anything else. Oh, I loved the story. And I heard this in the Team Leader Mastermind. He told the same story, which was the liquidation story about 80 cents on the dollar. So Lavette, that's another thing you could talk to this person about too, which is, I heard that, I was on this call and, Gary Keller, you could tell who it was if you want, but basically he is liquidating. So like right now, the idea is we're talking about when you buy is when you make the money. Like in his case, what he was talking about today. So he said he'll sell 80 cents on the dollar today all day if he can pick up a property for 20 cents on the dollar. So other people may not be selling or liquidating right now, and other people may say, I'm not getting 80 cents on the dollar for my property. I want to get 90. I want to get 95, or, I'm going to get what it's worth, fully what it's worth. He'll sell it under market. He'll liquidate and sell it under market because cash is king, so that he can go take advantage of a deal when it comes up at 20 cents on the dollar. So that's another great conversation with the seller is, look, we're looking at this as a big picture of your wealth, not just this number or this number. It's let's liquidate, let's get you, well, you don't want to say liquidate to them probably, but let's, you know, get you the best price that we can right now so that you can take advantage of the opportunities that are available, like Joyce said, with not a lot of pool of buyers right now. So anyway, it's another good conversation. Anything else you guys want to share on that? And then I just wanted Jessica Pearson to share her success story, but she's not here. It was a bold success story. I'm going to have to read it to you. Who did anybody else see her post on? She posted it on the bold.
You said Jessica?
Jessica Pearson. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. It was
so
cool.
She said she was making calls, which she only did because of bold. She said, this was yesterday, and she texted me too. I think she texted me and told me she had an offer. She posted it. She said, I just submitted my first buyer's offer yesterday, with a buyer that I probably wouldn't have reached out to this soon, but did because of bold. The last conversation I had with her prior to starting bold was they were going to take a break from looking for a while. Glad I faced my fear and reached out, so she put her on her call list, and they put an offer yesterday on a property. So that was super cool. I loved that. That's what I have, you guys. Congratulations, Jessica. Yeah. Anything else you guys have? It's 4:30. Any other wins, successes? Lavette got her listing. That's awesome. You guys got some great takeaways from today. Anne Marie, gotta love it when your husband starts sawing outside the window of your office. Volume up. I can share so many stories with you. Like, it's not even funny. I'm sure we all have them from working from home. Don, hi.
Yeah. Aloha. So Tammy and I put one into escrow yesterday, which is awesome.
Yay!
And then this morning, well, actually last week, Pearl with First Hawaii Title contacted us and asked us if we wanted to be interviewed on Facebook Live. So we did that today with Will Tanaka, the president of First Hawaii, and about 15 minutes on Facebook. It was pretty enjoyable. I think it went over really well. I can put the link, or maybe I'll put the link to it in the KWRM Facebook group.
Yes. Share that with us. Wow. And by the way, I know your hair's kind of long and maybe it's because you haven't gotten a haircut. It looks great though. You look like really suave. You look right. He looks like
Tammy likes it.
Suave with that long hair. I love it.
It's just when you go swimming and snorkeling, and it's all down here and it's okay.
Looks good. Keep it. Keep it. We like it.
All right.
All right. That's it, you guys. Anybody else? Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Great to see you all, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Lisa, quick question.
Yes, Tom.
The lead pots shift call, was that the lead capture, was that recorded at all?
Yes.
Can you find that anywhere?
Yes, it was. So you can send, if you want to send front desk an email, Latasha or Cheryl, they can send you the copy of it. It also does go out on Fridays when we announce the next shift. All the recordings get sent out.
Okay, so did that go out last? Or would that go out?
It would have gone out on Friday, yes.
Okay, I'll look for that.
Check from front desk. If you don't have it, send an email.
Okay.
And we'll get it to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, you guys. Have a good night. Michelle, I'll call you later.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.